Somewhere in Bolivia, a man just woke up. No alarm, no anxiety, no hollow feeling in his chest. He stretched, walked outside, and started his day. Scientists flew 4,000 miles to understand why. Right now, 300 million people on this planet are being treated for depression, more than the entire population of the United States. That number didn't exist 100 years ago. It barely existed 1,000 years ago. For 300,000 years of human history, there wasn't even a word for it. Not because people didn't suffer, they suffered enormously. But the thing that is swallowing modern humans whole wasn't there. In 2020, a research team traveled to the Bolivian Amazon. They were looking for the Tsimane people, one of the last communities on Earth still living close to the original human lifestyle. The researchers brought depression scales, anxiety questionnaires, mental health measurement tools. They expected to find suffering. Poverty was there. Disease was there. Physical hardship was everywhere. They ran their tests. The scales barely moved. Depression, almost non-existent. Chronic anxiety, almost non-existent. That specific hollowness that defines modern suffering wasn't measurable. One researcher wrote afterward, "We thought the instruments were broken." They weren't broken. The Tsimane people were just okay. And that was the problem, because they shouldn't have been.
The Tsimane get sick. They lose children. They grieve. They go hungry. Their lives, by every material measurement, are harder than yours. And yet, something is missing from their suffering that is present in ours. Researchers spent years trying to name it. The answer wasn't one thing. It was four.
For 300,000 years, no human being slept alone. Not one. Sleeping alone at night meant two things: danger or punishment. Nothing else. In every tribe, every camp, every shelter, you slept next to your grandmother, your children, the people you had known since the day you were born. Their breathing in the dark, their warmth beside you, every night, without exception, without thinking about it. That was just life. Neuroscientist Matthew Walker spent years studying sleep. What he found he described as uncomfortable. Sleeping alone and being in physical pain activate the exact same regions of the human brain, the exact same place. Your brain, right now, does not understand independence. It only registers one thing: no one is here, and it responds the way it always has, with fear, quiet, every night.
In a tribe of 25 people, nobody asked what their purpose was. If you didn't hunt, someone went hungry. If you didn't gather, the children weakened. If you didn't speak at night, a story that existed nowhere else disappeared forever. You were not replaceable. Psychologist Martin Seligman called it the central finding of his career. Humans don't need happiness. They need meaning. The concrete, daily, undeniable feeling that their existence changes something for someone. Today, a person can go weeks without a single moment where someone needed something that only they could provide. Not one moment. That absence has no name, but it has weight.
The Kung Bushmen of the Kalahari had a rule: you could only compare yourself to someone you knew completely. Not their best day, their whole life, their failures, their fears, the nights they didn't hold together. 25 people, everything visible, nothing hidden. In 1954, psychologist Leon Festinger wrote something simple. Humans, he said, cannot help but measure themselves against the people around them. He had no idea what was coming. Today, the average person sees thousands of carefully selected moments from other people's lives before they've had breakfast. Always the best moment, never the full picture. And every comparison is made between your inside and someone else's outside. Every single morning. The Hadza of Tanzania walk 8 to 10 miles every day. Not for exercise, for life. Sun on skin, soil underfoot, open sky above them, every single day without exception. A 2019 study found that just 20 minutes in a natural environment significantly reduces cortisol, the body's primary stress hormone. 20 minutes. The human nervous system was built to receive that every day for 300,000 years. Most people in 2026 spend 93% of their lives indoors. Think about that number, just for a second.
10,000 years ago, humans planted the first seeds. They stopped moving. Then came walls, then cities, then factories, then screens that never go dark. Life improved. Children stopped dying at the rates they once did. Lifespans doubled. Disease retreated. These are real gains. But something else happened, quietly, without announcement, without anyone deciding. Humans started sleeping alone. They became one unit inside systems built for thousands. They started measuring their lives against people they would never meet. They moved indoors and stayed there. And then, one day, they went to a doctor and described a feeling that had no name.
The word depression didn't exist in most languages until the modern era, not because people didn't keep records, because the condition didn't exist at scale. 300 million people have it today. The number grows every year. And the leading explanation, chemical imbalance, has been quietly questioned by researchers for decades because chemicals don't change in 10,000 years. Environments do.
The man in Bolivia woke up this morning without that feeling. Not because his life is easy, because what his nervous system was built to find is still there. Someone breathing beside him at night, a role that cannot be filled by anyone else, a community where nothing is hidden, a sky he lives under, not visits. For 300,000 years, every human had these things. They didn't call them cures. They didn't call them anything. That was just life. And somewhere between the first seed in the ground and the screen in your hand, it went away. Nobody noticed. Nobody announced it. It just went. And every night when that feeling comes, the one with no name, that is not your mind breaking. That is something ancient, still alive inside you, still looking. Find your way back home.